Greetings everyone, please give me a moment to make sure everything's set on up. The Twitch is going. YouTube is going. Oops, I forgot to update the Rumbles. Gotta fix that. That should be going. YouTube is going. Rumble appears to be going. So everything's booting on up. Give me a moment to check my other computer. Plus I need to turn on live chat windows. And of course the macros as well. Macros enabled. Rumble didn't activate. There we go. Not that button. So glad I actually don't have anything in there. What message? Somebody following the channel. Welcome to the channel. But looks like everything is online. Give me a moment to check my other computer. And looks like everything is good to go. So let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Great here from another not Computeros, Age of Empires, Advanced Wars by Web Replay. Spawn on the right side as the Blue Moon Olaf, yeah, get good. Is that a self-report or an accusation? Spawn on the left side as the Yellow Comet Eagle, we have McDonald's. This map is a 3 base, actually no, it's just a 2 base, technically 3 base with a base in the corner. This is a 2 base map, 1 airport, a pair of comm towers in the center, but also a pair of seaports behind the shores. And probably I should also mention as well, pipe runners are banned, as well as black bombs. So you can't just pull out a pipe runner and lock down the airport and the base there. Do now recon the one field, ready to reconnoiter the area. Eagle goes for a pair of infantry. Do have a tank deployed by Eagle, going for a tank. Olaf goes for a tank. So it looks like Olaf's going to squeeze out recon in his build order. Another tank there by Eagle. Olaf has 8,000 funds as well. He can start speeding up tanks each turn as well. Goes for a tank on this side as well, while Eagles go for tanks on the same side. Recon does get scouted. That's usually its job. Pair of comm towers now being catch up now. Yellow should get it secured. Blue could interrupt, but it's probably not worth it. Puts the recon on top of the forest. Additionally as well, if you notice, he went down and around there, which means his opponent does not necessarily know where it's went. He could either gone down here, but also does allow him to go right here without providing that direction. So he could assume the recon's actually down here and guess incorrectly, but it could be a safe assumption to be in the forest there. Anti-air recon. Recon gets a good shot that picks off that unit there. Does not see would not have seen that tank in that forest there, or maybe not, maybe did. Either way, we've got 3 tanks in this region. If he pushes forward and hits the recon, he will be paying for it. But he does pull back. These 2 tanks appeared out of the range. Got more tanks here, here. Olaf does not have battle copper just yet. Pair of tanks there by Eagle. Eagle does not have a battle copper yet. Oh, does get trapped there. Tank will take time to get a good shot there. Interrupts the capture. Recon on top of the forest. and push forward these tanks here. Put aggressive engagement there just so he was able to get a first strike in and won't have these tanks in reserve as bait. He did see this tank there, so he's confident enough to push for make this attack before the recon. Well, what came first? Did he move that there or the tank first? I think he moved the recon there first and then took a shot. He drives his capture. Doesn't look to be able to join capture. Interrupts that capture. Tank hits the recon. ATR hits the recon. Does not finish off the recon there. Gets first strike on that tank there. Of course, this tank is still very healthy. Can hit the 8 or 9 health tank. 4 health and 2 health tank can take out the 4 health tank. Looks like that tank was also in range. And that tank was also in range. So we got a clean sweep of tanks down south by blue. Does not take out the 4 health tank as predicted. I'm sorry. And now we've got the battle copter pushed forward by Olaf. Both players have the power available. Both players' power is a situation not useful. Eagle's power may be the worst power in the game. I think of all the powers in this game, his may be the most useless. Tell me if anybody thinks of a power more useless than Eagle's power. Because I even think Rachel's Lucky Last would be better than that, because at least provide firepower bonuses for all units. Not, what, plus 10, plus 5? Actually, no, it would be plus 5, plus 10. Which is really bad. For 3 stars, it's particularly... There's not a single situation I would think it find it feasible for Eagle Papa's power. There's no way he would have enough aircraft to even make it warrant it. It could be 2-star power, even then it wouldn't be great. If it was 1-star power, then we were probably talking that it actually may be worth something. And let's also assume the superpower retains the same total amount of stars as well. Meme tank infantry. Olaf has not deployed out an ATR just yet, but he will have battlecopters to counter the battlecopters. Eagle has 2 ATRs up here. Tanks and recon heading up north. Battlecopter as well. Is that infantry unit twice and thrice. Olaf next turn can start threatening this comm tower. Eagle can as well. ATR tank. Here's a good strike there. Recon finished off for recon. Medium tank heading down south. Soon for the winter. Lots of good picks up north. Not capturing the comm tower just yet. He has a full health infantry there for that aspect. And he will. Looks like he will get the flip. I don't see a way for Olaf. No, he can interrupt with the Winter Fury. That's how he can interrupt. Tank hits tank. Tank hits recon. Battlecopter hits recon. And as well, there's only 1 lab on this map, so this is the HQ. And Olaf's black boat's no longer on this HQ, while Eagle still retains his black boat on top of his HQ. Oh, there's a Winter Fury. So he does interrupt the capture. Starting capture there can be interrupted by the 8 health infantry unit there. If he parks 6 health tank in front of it, he will get the flip. However, it's 6 health. He's not like going to push forward. He may hop to another city, but that's about it. Make some good hits over here. Got Paravane here, so the battlecopter will be shot down. 8 health tank here. Hit the full health tank. Another full health tank here. Eagle could deploy out his superpower this turn. It got 100,000 for 57, so quite a significant difference. Got a couple of hits of recon. Ooh. How on earth did... Wow. What was that attack by that on that recon? 4 health? Yeah, I know it's at 8 health, but still. How did it do so little? I thought it would do more. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's the battlecopter there. Medium tank does hit tank. Resupplies medium tank. Actually, no, he didn't resupply it? Or maybe did, took 1 point of damage. We have another lightning strike available. It does pop the lightning strike. It deploys recon, anti-air, and battlecopter. Oh, and the ambush spawn missile for lightning strike. Oof. Picks himself up a battlecopter. It's partially paid for itself now. 3/4 of the way. Oops, I forgot I started local recording. So this is going to be YouTube exclusive then. Interrupts the capture there of the comm tower. And that second turn was not too particularly great. Granted, it was in winter. But did allow him to pick off a battlecopter. Olaf is now down 67,000. Eagle insert of 88.8. So Olaf still has ever so slight advantage, but is quite minimized to say the least. Hits the medium tank there. Artillery in range. Hits the infantry unit twice. Good core tanks there, anti-air, and artillery to engage the missile. If Eagle does not want to pay for repairs for the missile, he could delete it once the artillery gets in range. But he can keep it around to deny the airport. The repairs would be at least 24,000, which is a fair amount. Going to captures there. Eagle right now has both comm towers. Nope. Think of the YouTube description. Welcome to the channel. Does take out the anti-air, does go in range of artillery, but it is on a 3-star property. Full Neo tank and tank. So he saved up quite a bit of money his last turn. Wait, did he delete the missile there? Yeah, he actually did delete the missile. Oh, I guess he did not want to pair the repairs. Could have denied the airport for 1 more turn. I thought the recon move and attack the infantry unit was paying close attention, but tank, battlecopter, infantry. Anti-air is in range of the artillery up north, and so it's now that tank. And so hits that tank there. Of course, the artillery is very exposed. Probably should take a shot on either a tank on no stars or... Oh, no, out of vision of the anti-air, so might as well hit the tank on no stars. Both players capture each other's comm tower. Medium tank pushes forward, wounded. Recon gets on top of the comm tower. Does strike the tank there. Handful of captures and handful of repairs. We do have 21,000 for 21,000. Does spot the artillery. Does not take artillery. Resupplies the tank there. Takes out range 1 hill for artillery. This comm tower will be flipped. Olaf will have trouble interrupting this one with the Winter Fury. And it looks like it's keeping the artillery in range of that base. Excuse me, what was I? Open up a drink? But he is keeping artillery there. Maybe he's concerned about another ambush spawn missile. There's a T-copter there. But I think he pushed forward the artillery. You just have to be careful of a lightning strike, not to pull out a air unit during a lightning strike possibility. Has not seen this Neo tank, but nothing over here to really for Neo tank to pick off, or from Neo tank to pick off. To pick off the Neo tank, or to be picked off. To be or not to be. Gonna capture this comm tower there. Could be interrupted. 3 health medium tank in front of it, but only 2 tanks here. I don't know if a full health tank can necessarily, can't necessarily take it out. Maybe on the flex of a blizzard for +10/+10. Wait, he just captured the comm tower there, so that does change the math now. If he does pop the blizzard, he may be able to pick it off, but it'll be a bit difficult. All depends on how much percentage health it actually has. Neo tank heading to another front. And we've got a full stealth here. Infantry, and stealth. He still has a black coat in this region for resupply. You may want to eye for APC next turn. Does take out that tank there. Anti-air could potentially pick off this battlecopter if it gets a bit of spotting. Infantry unit can spot it. Recon spotted it. Does take the battlecopter there. There's for the infantry unit there. Battlecopter strikes infantry unit. Stealth advances way forward and camouflages immediately, or stealths. Recon anti-air battlecopter. Definitely needs an eye for an APC next turn. Does take out the anti-air. Winter Fury is now available. May want to hold off on any deployments this turn. Recon infantry goes for a minimal deployment. And here's the Winter Fury. This beam taken easy to be picked off by the Neo tank. Artillery finish off the 1 health medium tank. Picks off the unit there. Stealth does not take out the anti-air. Anti-air takes out anti-air. Recon deployed out here for a bit of spawning. Definitely base skip the airport this turn. Does battlecopter, tank, and infantry. So it could be another missile deployed this turn due to the lightning strike. He's probably gonna go for a fighter. He go fighter missile. As well as the winter is here, so he will have slow movement. It's the anti-air. Fighter, double artillery. This is going to be stalling out this turn, not going for the lightning strike. It's probably a good idea. Of course, the winter, he did sort of snare the battlecopter there, so it's easy picking for the stealth or the 3 health anti-air. Takes the recon, T-copter heading up north, trying to secure the capture. Stealth unstealths, trying to preserve from fuel. It burns fuel very quickly. He needs an APC. Lightning strike's now available. He may have... I think he counts spaces. He knows he has a recon there. He knows where his opponent's fighter's at. So he knows he goes over here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The stealth is out of range. That's why he pulled back. The unstealth well added, but that could leave it vulnerable to the 6 health anti-air, which a double turn could help arrange it. Shows stealth symbol there, but we heard him unstealth, right? Not pushing forward with lightning strike this turn, waiting for another turn, looks like. Needs something to engage that Neo tank. Artillery could charge forward and bombard it. Recon gets another good scout deployment. Sees a recon and battlecopter. Artillery's in range of the recon now. Stealth, re-stealths. And gets resupplied there, very nice. Recon getting hit. He may pop lightning strike this turn, maybe not. Nope, he's not popping lightning strike this turn. Regrouping his forces. There's a good number of tanks for the for lightning strike, but there's both a Neo tank and stealth he has to contend with. He's lost vision of the fighters, that's why he's not pushing forward with his stealth. It's very safe. He still needs to spot it, then he can shoot it with the fighter. Does take the recon up north. Tank anti-air. Hits the units there twice. Hits that battle copter. Does take out battle copter. Everything else is pushing its way backwards, so he may lose some units next turn. And one thing he could do as well, if his opponent does not pop a lightning strike, he could pop a blizzard to slow down the effects of his opponent's lightning strike. His number of free picks there. They're a little bit sacrificial where they were at. And no lightning strike. This is the best case scenario of Olaf's Blizzard. And looks he's counterattacking, getting some great damage done. He may be able to squeeze off Wounded Fury this turn at the current rate. No, he does not. Battlecopter tank infantry. Anti-air does take the battlecopter. And this is maybe the turn he's going to pop the lightning strike. He does not see the stealth. But he sees the APC, so he has a very good idea what that stealth could be. There's two possible spots, or technically three with the forest there. But he has a generally good idea where that stealth is located at. And since there's a hole in the formation, he probably has a good idea to right. You know where exactly it's at. But you need to spot it, then shoot it. And he's going to go for... He scout out the artillery there. He needs something to take out that APC, then get a unit next to it, then he can take out the stealth. He does take out that unit there, so he can now spot the stealth. Battlecopter strikes artillery. Fighter strikes stealth. Does spot it there. Wounded Fury is available, and there's a good number of anti-airs in range of all the aircraft. And here comes Wounded Fury. Right now, Eagle has 159. Now it's on 123 versus 107, so Olaf's still slightly ahead. And his turn, and there's a lot of aircraft in range of those anti-airs and battlecopters. Does not take out that battlecopter there. May rolled a little bit unlucky there. Tank, battlecopter, infantry. Instead of 122 versus 80,000, exactly somehow. Does take the battlecopter there, hits that battlecopter as well. Tank, infantry, and stealth of his own. Does spot that anti-air. Does take out the anti-air without the anti-air. New tank does come to the point damage from the infantry in there. Battlecopter tank. Infantry, battlecopter, and APC. There's a 2 off tank there. Recon spots a whole lot of stuff, and also spots itself in being in range of 2 artillery pieces. Battlecopter, tank, and recon. Anti-air. Does hit the recon there. Battlecopter does hit the artillery. Infantry interrupts the capture. Battlecopter hits artillery, hits the artillery, and hits the recon. And the recon. Battlecopter, tank, and infantry. Stealth makes itself known, takes out battlecopter. Let's look at the recon there. Olafs or Eagles making great headway up north. APC pretty close to the stealths. To resupply the start of the next turn. Blackboat does fall back to the seaport. Got hit by too many blizzards. Recon does get trapped there. Takes out their artillery and infantry. Yep, that was a good push. Whoops, crap, I hit the wrong button. Gotta start over this turn a little bit. Move forward a little bit. Neo tank and infantry decides not to go for a fire to deal the stealth. He's got to focus down that APC in order to make the stealth run out of fuel. Stealth is now takes out another battle copter, puts a round into the black boat, who's still at full health or full percentage health. Who could see a lightning strike? Will see a lightning strike. It's the tank there, tank twice. Blizzard's now available, Winter Fury. Blizzard's also available. There's another battlecopter there. It looks like it does have vision of that Neo tank. Blocks the path of the Neo tank. We're gonna start eyeing to capture this comm or lab next turn, as well as the comm tower. This is a HQ capture effectively because there's only one lab per side. Pops Winter Fury, needs a joint capture before start capturing, and there's actually not anything in range to joint capture. Tank does strike tank. Hits the tank there. Tank, battlecopter, and infantry. Of course, does have to deal with the winter this turn. Does strike the black boat again. Somehow taking a 2 health tank shot and 2 artillery shot does not put it down to 9 health. Takes out that tank or recon there with the artillery. It's the battlecopter. Does spot the stealth. 44 fuel remaining. Got a full fighter now floating field. Stealth. It may be a good idea for the stealth just to strike the Neo tank. Decide to strike the Neo tank. Bit of a joint capture there. 4 capture progress remaining. Plus an 8 health tank there and 1 8 health infantry there. Needs to take out an 8 health tank or anti-air before he can interrupt the capture, but have a very good hit as well since it's down to 4. A standard 5 health interrupt will not do it. Does take out that unit there. Pops the blizzard. He is desperate for extra firepower. Goes for the capture zone. And he can get the HQ capture or lab capture on his side of the map. And 1%. Battlecopter finished off. The Neo can take a shot there, but I don't think that'll be enough. No. I was going to say maybe use a black bolt to repair one of these units, but that's probably not going to be possible. Does take it out there. Will we get the interrupt? Does not get interrupt. Was short by 3 health damage. Oh, he also went for a mech down here. Waiting for the name. This angry saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. It's a shame that I didn't record that game. So that's gonna be live stream exclusive. What button I'm looking for? Oops, crap. I'm just hitting all the buttons today, aren't I? Yeah, I didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm a little bit out of it today. That seems good. Oops. And there we go. I think that's all good to go. So let's get started. Greetings everyone, and great here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay. Spawn right side as the, was this Amber Blossom? Yep, Amber Blossom Andy. We got Gimme Candy. Spawn bottom left side as a Cobalt Ice Kindle. We got Companion Trapezoid. The weird cousin to the Companion Cube, to say the least. This map, I don't think I've ever cast before. It looks like you start off 4 black boats. That's quite a bit of black boats. It looks like it is a 3-base map, but this one is blocked. You will need an artillery piece to clear that one out. There is a shore here, so you can traversement here. You can use a black boat to build infantry and then push them forward web directions. Got some seaports along the side. This one, of course, surrounded by shores, so no battleships in this sort. This one can deploy battleships and get to some blue water, but the coverage is not great. Though we'll cover the HQ from being captured. There's also airport that needs to be landed on. Luckily, do start with a black boat. And number of cities is along the same as well. So, let's go ahead and get started. Pair of infantry. Why did I say pair of infantry? It's the literally turn 1. Of course, players can go for infantry. My mind just melted. There's also a pair of comm towers here, which looks like can be contestable. Does put a round into the pipe scene, you monster. You have T-coppers for both sides as well. Boosts that one and drops off. Infantry, and recon. Kindle's always seems like a interesting CO. She takes, you have to really think when fighting as her and against her. I always love Kindle as a CO play, seeing her play. It's just a very different CO. The only CO that has more complexity is probably Sonya. And that's not necessarily a good thing. Got an artillery here. May want to try barrage pipe scene, but that's just simply an infantry base. It shouldn't be too big of an issue. After all, a land base to move tanks down this way, to have a long traversement, might as well pull out tanks and things that sort from these 2 bases. We have a pair of tanks deployed up by Andy last turn. Looks like a decent amount of properties on this map. If both players 35 property capture for a win, Kindle's high society is a bit more of a possibility in this map, isn't it? With the higher damage. And the artillery does take a shot at the pipe scene. Not so sure why. Like I said, I don't think it'd be a good spot to deploy tanks to go around the long way. If you do start deploying on tanks, you're going to probably go for triple tanks. Or something of that sort. At that point in time, you're going to, might as well tank, and battle copter than the last one, infantry. This black boat's actually getting pretty low in fuel. There is a seaport for you can claim here to repair or resupply. Same here. I suppose occasionally you will have to resupply and go somewhere else in the meantime. Guess we're going to wait and see if there's any. Those for the pipe scene there, so it doesn't have to rely on it. So maybe if the black boat gets low on fuel, it can go somewhere else. Black boat's down to 15 fuel. And this seaport's not captured. Going to see some conflicts here soon. Hits that infantry unit twice. Hits that infantry unit twice. Puts around the pipe scene there with the artillery as well. Battlecopter, tank, infantry, and infantry. Right now, Andy has 21,000 income. Kindle only has 17, so she's pretty far behind at the moment. I see 3 property captures this turn for her. Infantry, recon, infantry, saving. Oh, and battlecopter up here instead. Does spot this tank a little bit late. Tank ain't here and battlecopter heading over here. But they're in a position where they can always head down south for the winter. Battlecopter, infantry, 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 and battlecopter. Quite a bit of deployment there. Takes out the recon, but will potentially get double tapped by tanks, but they'll both be vulnerable being next to this property to receive bonus damage. So this could be a bit of an ambush laid by a Kindle instead. What's around the pipe scene? There's apparently a pipe scene right there I missed. I have no understanding why it's there. There must be some sort of map design to it. Tank, recon, infantry. Interior, battlecopter, infantry, and recon. Getting that infantry unit twice. It's that infantry unit there and there. Battlecopter, interior, infantry, infantry. Over here, not too much for both sides. There's a lot of infantry versus a handful of infantry units. Over here is a big contestation part. Tank does strike tank, tank hits artillery, tank hits infantry. Problem is this tank is next to its property. That's a bad call, I would say. Not to mention, Urban Blight is very likely. Artillery could soften up this tank here, then use battlecopter to perhaps finish it off. I have a feeling there's going to be Urban Blight next turn. Infantry, tank, and battlecopter. Does take out that infantry unit there. Trying to probably get enough power charge for Urban Blight. Tank hits tank. Pops to Urban Blight. Probably could have not taken a shot at this one here. Probably could have finished this one off, then get a boost strike onto that tank there. But here's the boost strike. One shot's the tank. Interior hits the tank there, does not finish off. Battlecopter hits tank. Tank hits tank. Infantry hits tank. But yeah, I think could have played that a little bit better. Interior finish off battlecopter. Andy's pretty close to a hyper upgrade. Which is probably meant for increased firepower and plus one movement to range. Any healing he receives is always going to be quite nice, but it's always going to be a little bit of a situational part. Though it seems like a pretty good time. Got 6 health tank, 8 health battlecopter, 9 health battlecopter. And a bit of fractional damage across the front line. Oh, pops hyper repair. Looks like they just want to get a bit of power charge consumption. So goes for a basic power repair. Goes from 135 to 144. Can't tell you if that's a good idea or bad idea. Maybe even better just I had to save it up and go for, get the increased range and firepower. Battlecopter, infantry, infantry, and infantry. I could have sworn possibly could have seen a tank hit that anti-air there, but there is no tank in range. This capture progress has 1 remaining. Hits that tank twice. It's the battlecopter with boosted striking, some great damage there. Goes to recon, tank, infantry, and battlecopter. Interior, it's battlecopter. Interior hits battlecopter. Both players have the power available now. Battlecopter hits tank. Battlecopter hits tank. Finish it off. Of course, now there's battlecopter next to the city for boosted strike. I mentioned that Kindle's interiors are also in range. tank, battlecopter, infantry, and infantry. Now, Kindle has 23,000 income versus 26,000 income. Handful of despicable neutral properties left in the field, at least this one here, and of course the lab in the center. Kindle does actually get benefits, I think, from high society from this, so it's a good idea for the capture it. Yep, Ben so far, very good brawl. Anti-air hits Battlecopter. Battlecopter should be able to take out Battlecopter, then Anti-air should be able to take Battlecopter. Does use that on that one there. Did not finish it off there. Oh well, finished off there. We do have a hyper upgrade available, which could get this 6 or 1 health Battlecopter at 8 health. Maybe would have been a good idea to get the Battlecopter, finish off the 9 health Battlecopter. They use the 3 health Battlecopter, take out the 1 health Battlecopter because of hyper upgrade. Will he pop hyper upgrade? Will he take some shots first then hyper upgrade? High Society is now available, which can be very nice. Right now, High Society would provide 24 times 3, so 72% firepower bonuses, which is very significant. And her urban attack goes from 40% to 130%. So approximately plus, well over 200% firepower from attacking from urbanized property, which is actually absolutely absurd. Andy ends turn for 157, Kim starts turn 116, but I have a feeling she's going to go for Urban Blight this turn. Ooh, full High Society. Now her tanks will reliably one-shot these. Oh god. I think that's going to do like 150% damage? No. $209%. That's dead. I love. Kindle gets some really stupid firepower bonuses. How much did that anti-air take out that Battlecopter? 230%. Oh, it's dead. Just ignore the bad replay. That was my fault. That High Society was okay, but not actually particularly great. Oh, good. That was a pretty good amount of damage there from 4 health Battlecopter. After all, we're talking about like a plus 200%, minus 60%. Still did more than a full health Battlecopter without a superpower or power, or day-to-day. This takes a shot there. He's going for the hyper upgrade. A lot of wounded units. There's hyper upgrade. Gets plus some movement, as well as a good amount of health restoration, plus 10% firepower to boot. Anti-air, Battlecopter, Recon, and Recon. Battlecopter, tank. Is the infantry unit. Getting some good hits on those Battlecopters, or on those tanks up north. 3 Battlecopters up north. Only 1 Battlecopter and 2 health anti-air. Can be put up to 5 the day-to-day repairs in the Black Boat. Right now, Kindle has most of her forces focused on south. Does get a strike there. Took the retaliation though. Urban Blight is now available. I don't think that would be particularly good. Does not take out that Battlecopter there. Booster strike there. Infantry does take that out, that one. It's that infantry in there. Takes out that Battlecopter there. Hits that infantry thrice. Once there. Wooden Battlecopter gets a bit of danger. Trying to flip a property. Puts it around in that pipe scene. That T-Cop is actually getting pretty low in fuel. Down to 23 fuel. And this T-Copter down here is on 22 fuel. Infantry, tank, and Battlecopter. Picks off some units down there. Interrupts the capture. Infantry tank anti-air. Of course, Kindle can simply do her standard retaliation, move the infantry off the city, put the battlecopter there, and get some good damage. Urban Blight will cause her to probably do one shot that tank in return. Takes the battlecopter, tank gets hit, and twice. Very close to another high society. She still has 23,000 income, so she had 24,000, 24 properties for Earth High Society. Infantry, and bomber. Does have the battlecopter there. High Society is now available. Right now, Kindle does 150,000 versus 145, so they're pretty even at the moment. This the recon, gets trapped in the 5 infantry unit there, does finish it off. High Society is now available. Bomber hits the anti-air, does finish it off. She's probably not going to go for High Society nor Urban Blight this turn. Battlecopter, tank, infantry, and infantry. Andy could go for his hyper upgrade for the +1 moon range and +1 firepower. Does go for a fighter to counter the bomber. Does take a battlecopter there. Something just tells me that Kindles may be eyeing for High Society to help even out this flank, because that will allow her to one-shot the anti-air, then have the battlecopters take out battlecopter. Here's the High Society. Same firepower as last time. Takes on the anti-air. There's actually a bit more tanks there. There it's a massive 200% damage strike there. Big numbers. 143. Big numbers make tank go boom. Takes out those units there. Gets that tank there as well. Bit of clean sweep down south. Couple battlecopters still cause issues for her. Battlecopter's still perfectly fine. Gotta be careful about the possible fighter. You can estimate where your opponent's fighter could be next turn by counting tiles. Infantry, tank, and anti-air. Does take out the pipe scene there, thanks to High Society. Does spot the bomber and the battlecopters. Fighter just heading down south for the winter. Infantry, recon, infantry, battlecopter. Kindle starts her turn 177 versus 170. So she's ahead about a turn. Infantry, battlecopter. Booster strike there, which could be good bait. Anti-air, recon, infantry, and battlecopter. Anti-air, infantry, and battlecopter. Hyper upgrade still available. Both are sitting on up. May come down to one big fight. Of course, Andy is more likely to strike first, but Kindle, of course, she's good at retaliation, and she can retaliate severely hard, even with just a power. Infantry, and Neo tank. Both sides repositioning. Battlecopter, infantry, anti-air, infantry. Starts capturing that property, trying to bait his opponent out. Right now, Kindle does have 26,000 income versus 24,000 income. infantry, anti-air, infantry. Interrupts the capture, fully stops the capture, get a boost strike there on the recon. Everything else is pulling him back, that could be a good bait. Doesn't have good vision of Kindle's army. I think Andy's gonna get crushed next turn. The front lines have collapsed, mostly collapsed on each other, and Kindle's in a good position. She doesn't have a power to utilize though. If she can pop her power, that'll greatly help her out. Takes out Battlecopter, hits the T-Copter, takes it out. Still really far away from her power. Hits the artillery or anti-air twice. It drops the capture up north. Bomber hits the unit there. Takes out that unit there. Bombers getting low on fuel. Battlecopter, tank, infantry, and battlecopter. That bomber may get hit pretty hard this turn. Could use the fighter for that. Both players have high society. Looks like Andy's not going for his hyper upgrade this turn. If it takes a bit of chip damage, you could always go for hyper repair. And I think Kindle's going to use a high society. High society has been summoned. She's at 29 properties. She will one-shot a tank on open plains and equal ground right now, looks like. Additionally, 29 properties, so she's effectively has, what, 87 increased percentage firepower? Which is quite insane. Additionally, there's a Neo tank next to a property there. He could, takes the anti-air, no problem. Anti-air can take out the fighter, no problem. One-shots a lot of that stuff there. A Battlecopter could get a good booster strike there onto that Neo tank from the city, and I think that should be a good call. Getting a lot of good damage there. And here comes Neo tank versus Battlecopter. %61% damage minimum. Finish off the Neo tank there with a pair of Battlecopters. Does get trapped down south, takes out a good number of units. I think Andy pushed too far forward. No good time to pop his superpower. Fighter does get a bit of resupply there. Insert 229 versus 102. And does go ahead and resign. Yeah, that's definitely a good turn to resign, honestly. Is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Before I get on next replay, I do need the restroom. Please give me a moment. Plus, I'm going to warm up my apartment. My apologies, I'm back. I had to close up an extra room to make sure it doesn't get heated, to get heat more out of the house, and also get a heavy coat. Try to not keep my heater for my apartment doesn't like to stay on, doesn't keep maintain a good heat. Oh well, just put on layers and you'll just be fine. Oh yeah, this map. It's a lot of good games in this map, but it is large and not really in charge. Give me a moment. Cut off some of the excess space here and here. That looks ugly. Could stretch out this way. I have no real good way of shrinking this map. Yeah, that should be fine. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay. First thing I want to point out, this map is very large, so I did skim off some of the dead areas off the side. Just on this side here, you can see what it looks like normally. But you can see up here, I sort of skim off the tops of and bottom of the base because this map is quite large. Let's see. And now it's time to introduce players. Well, on the south side, as the Amber Blossom Eagle, got Scandalous. Which reminds me of the old cartoon Recess, for those who remember watching that. It's on north side as the, what's this, Teal Cosmos? Teal Galaxy Olaf. We got Leviathan LJVL. I cannot speak today. Haven't seen this map in a while? I cast it occasionally. I see a lot of games on this map, with all of them decent length. This map is a 3-base map, double airport. You got the self-insertion, go left or right, or you got the forward deployment, which can be scattered out and interrupted. At least interrupted by shooting at it, not necessarily being captured. You have an early APC down south. Pair of comm towers, but it's generally pretty securable. If that gets flipped, that's usually, yeah, and not to mention another pair of comm towers in the center as well. They're not really contestable. If you lose one or two, you'll probably already lost the game. Artillery police and recon here by Olaf. Eagles pushing forward some infantry. Gets on top of the mountain. Shoots up along the mountainside. Took no damage in turn. Infantry, tank, and infantry. We have another tank up north. Infantry, recon. You know what? I just thought of something. Since I have quite a bit, I could actually go like this. Can't say it's great. Let's give it up top and bottom. I have no idea how to properly frame this map. And not like I'm good at framing things for murder. And got another interior recon and infantry. Both these airports now capture both players. APC pushing unit on top of the mountainside. And does go ahead. Looks like he did not have vision of that artillery in the last bad moment, so artillery get a first strike there. Did not take time to put a round of the artillery. And does also spot this tank at the last moment as well. It's not going to be a good turn next turn for Eagle now, will it? Infantry, tank, and tank. It's going to receive a first strike from this tank and the artillery. So this tank will not receive a first strike. Battlecopter, infantry, and infantry. Does take out the infantry unit there as a consolation prize. Tank, infantry, infantry, and infantry. Does interrupt the capture down south. Hits the tank there. Tank goes down. Overall, also that infantry unit there. Puts around this one over here as well. Right now, Olaf does have 2 comm towers. Eagle only has the 1. This one has not been captured just yet. Will be start being captured probably next turn. Though will be in vision range of the recon there, so could potentially interrupt. No, cannot. Battlecopter can. We have to brave through the forest, but the recon could spot said force by just moving forward. A nice little body block there, so it will get trapped. Anti-air infantry, infantry, and battlecopter. Tank, and infantry. Interrupts that capture, interrupts that capture. So the comm tower will be captured this turn. Hits the anti-air, hits the anti-air. Eagle has his power available and completely surrounds the tank there. Very good. It does have 3 defense stars to make one last final stand. Could put around the infantry unit there rather than tank if he wants to take out a unit. If he attacks back, then he will be knocked out next turn by the tank there. Could be machine gunned down by a pair of infantry units though. So the 6 health tank could probably push back to this or forward to the city here next turn. Anti-air, and infantry. Yeah, I think actually Olaf should just pull back the tank there, then just machine gun down with infantry units. Decides to capture the property and takes out the tank there. Yeah, 2 of its property capture is probably a good idea. Trying to capture this property up here. Can be interrupted by these nearby infantry units there, but it's probably out of vision range at this moment. Good hit there on the infantry unit. Tank, infantry, and battlecopter. Battlecopter strikes battlecopter. Tank hits tank. Tank hits recon. Infantry hits infantry, and tank finished off tank. Infantry hits infantry. Could interrupt this capture down south. Got infantry, and neo tank. Olaf sends down with 100,000 on the field versus Eagle's 73. Olaf is well over a turn advantage, about a turn and a half. Does he got some of those tanks there and infantry units? There is an anti-air nearby to shoot this infantry or battlecopter. Tank, infantry, and battlecopter. Oh, Winter Fury has been summoned. Wasn't paying attention to the power. Eagle's now down to 70,000 versus 93. Battlecopter hits battlecopter. Hits the battlecopter there. Finished it off. Eagle could possibly deploy a lightning strike next turn, but we have no mobility. Probably not a good idea to pop the lightning strike next turn. Infantry, and tank. Tank, infantry. And turn to 79,000. Boston turn of 110, so it has a very good position right now. Anti-airs keeping themselves reserved, trying to lie in wait for the eventual attack. Recon, tank, and tank. infantry recon, or an artillery. Artillery battlecopter interrupts the capture and stops the capture. Although a bit of reposition, his units are a little bit scattered, but well enough positions. That was about the recon there, so the recon could get first strike onto the artillery, decides not to. Recon's heading down south, maybe trying to spot at the airports. It could park itself, what, right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll be able to spot both airports and this base there, so we're going for a deep recon. Trying to rocket in order the area. Medium tank, infantry recon, and infantry. Luckily, it did expand out the map so you guys can see the recon in the corner. Trying to find that recon, does find him there. Lightning strike is now available. Totally worth a pop of lightning strike just to destroy a single recon, right? Infantry, tank, battlecopter, infantry. Battlecopter, tank, infantry, and infantry. Does spot the recon there, which is also low on fuel. The tank is out of range due to the multiple layers of forest. Infantry, tank, infantry, and battlecopter. Olaf, he can always charge up a blizzard and then pop his power to slow down his opponent to help deny the lightning strike. Get some outlying infantry units there. Interrupts the capture once again. 21,000 plus 18,000 income. So this property is primary despicable neutral property. Plus this one that he pushed forward and captured. Probably this one here. Takes out the recon. Didn't spend a lot of time pursuing the recon. A blizzard should be particularly nasty against those battlecopters. But it looks like he's going to push forward for a lightning strike this turn. Yep, if the artillery push forward like that, definitely going to be a lightning strike. Does pick off the infantry unit there. Got tank and artillery in this region. Does got some of these outlying tanks. It's the artillery there with the recon. Battlecopter finish off that unit there. Infantry takes out that unit. Battlecopter hits battlecopter. We do have now Winter Fury available. Infantry, infantry, and infantry. Possible Winter Blizzard. Now we've got the values 125,800 versus 125,600. So they're extremely equal, and the front lines have collapsed each other, so Olaf shouldn't have to drive too far forward to get some good damage done. Let's get trapped there. Neo tank and medium tank finish off some outlying units there. Does not take out the battlecopter there. Push fresh battlecopter there. Recon takes out the battlecopter. Tank, infantry, infantry. Olaf turns 142,000 versus 999. That's the recon over on the left side. Artillery, infantry, and tank. Beam tank takes out regular tank. decides not to take out that 3 health artillery. And so that 3 artillery could shell the Neo tank for probably 1 point of damage. Tank, and infantry. Tank hits the anti-air. Does finish off the anti-air for 1 health battlecopter. Does get trapped there. Moving units around, not pushing way forward. There's a Neo tank and medium tank here. He only has a pair of artillery for defense against that, which he could make do with a lightning strike, but Baldez is very far away from lightning strike. Overall repositioning his forces, nothing too aggressive. Recon and tank there will go down, but he's going to be ranged himself. Does the other 1 health battle copper while at it. Infantry, anti-air, and tank. And so 147, Olaf starts to 179 with day-to-day income. He's very far ahead still, about 2 full turns. Tank, recon, infantry, and battlecopter. Does hit the anti-air. Tank hits or gets hit. Takes on the anti-air there. A lot of tanks push forward. I wonder if Eagles won't get a superpower. Don't think so. He's pretty far away, but he's closing distance. Does get trapped there. Olaf may deploy his Winter Fury by the end of the turn. Regular tank hits regular tank. Hits the regular tank there. Yep, bit of a clean sweep. Oh, Winter Fury did get summoned, so has plenty of turn remaining. Hits the battlecopter there, hits the tank. Lightning Strike is now available. Of course, he'll be contesting the Winter. Not to mention he's already taking a pretty severe beating. Anti-air, infantry, and battlecopter. Does it go on the battlecopters there? Does pop line strike there? Tank, recon, or tank, infantry. So go on the battlecopter there, take out the anti-air, what's left of it. Does get some good hits down south. Gets that infantry unit there. Battlecopter hits battlecopter. Hits the tank. Infantry, and tank. Does take out battlecopter there. Hits that battlecopter twice. Sacks a 1 health battlecopter. Uses the 8 health infantry. Does not finish it off. Does take out that unit there, interrupts the capture as well. Infantry, and artillery. Also, 21,000 income versus 18,000. Medium tank does take out the anti-air. Does take off some outlying tanks that are pretty wounded. Goes for our APC, tank, and infantry. Does take out the recon. Tank hits tank, tank hits tank, and looks like Eagle does resign. That's Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Yes, right now I'm having trouble a little bit staying awake. I'm going to see how well I'll do after 1 more replay. But that may be my next one. This next one may be my last. I'm just having trouble staying awake at the moment. Ugh. Adder versus Jess. Give me a moment to fix everything. There we go. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay. So on the top right side is the Silver Claw Jess, we got Monster Slayer. So on the bottom left side is the Yellow Comet Adder, we got Ban Joey. This map appears to be a 2-base map, 1 airport. Also pair of comm towers in the center. You know, this map seems relatively plain compared to a lot of the other maps I've been casting lately. It's pretty wide open, handful of forests, handful of cities, handful of roads, not really many mountains, no free black boat. So this is a double base map, 1 airport, there's going to be a large amount of battlecopters. Plus it's also 29 property for the capture, which is a little bit high, so there's definitely going to be a healthy number of battlecopters this game, I would hazard a guess. We do have a T-copter now deployed in the field. Tank deployed in the field by Jess. Adder already has a tank and recon in the field. Goes for another tank now. Tank infantry by Jess. Tank heading pretty aggressively up north, outrunning the recon actually. Battlecopter infantry. Jess, of course, gets minus 10% firepower on our aircraft, which is perfectly fine after capturing the comm tower, but then utterly ordinary. Tank infantry. And that, of course, is just the mobility CO. Very dirt cheap power to say the least. Battlecopter infantry. Medium tank infantry. Infantry unit up north. Tank recon. There's a tank up north. Tank anti-air. There's the infantry unit there twice. The 2 tanks, one is in vision range, the other one is camouflage. Nothing in range to deal with the battlecopter. AT is a little bit far away. Tank battlecopter infantry. Double AT by Jess, really eyeing for the AT-airs. Like I said before, there's a decent amount of income this map, so AT-airs are going to be very needed due to the large number of battlecopters. T-copter artillery and recon. Tank. Tank does strike tank, a recon hits the capturing infantry unit there. That has enough power charge for his power. We can tank infantry. Tank does hit tank, does find the other tank there. It will be picked off because of it. Adder could pop his power, which will help the medium tank get to the front line. Does pop his power. Also getting +10/+10 global. Does get some good damage there, also effectively knocked out the nearby anti-air, But just anti-air is definitely going to be in range, particularly for power and or superpower, so she gets +1 and +2 movement range from those as well. Does pop the turbocharge. It's a battle copter there, and got some good damage to the other one. There's damage on the tank and recon while at it. Answer from 97,000. Adder starts turn 72, so he's effectively a turn behind. Artillery gets good range onto that anti-air. Does pick off that anti-air there. We think just advancing forward to the HQ. Just right now it's 25,000. Just go for something expensive. Gets trapped there. And medium tank maybe in range of Adder's to medium tank. We'll need a full superpower for the medium tank range medium tank. So no, it's not in range. Multiple medium tanks on the field. Adder's gone for 3 medium tanks now. Jess only has 2 medium tanks at the moment. Let's take out the recon there. We've got now a fighter artillery infantry. That fire is probably a very bad call. Adder not only has, well, it does have 3 battle copters. One is 6 health. Medium tank strikes medium tank there. He drops a capture. Right now it just has 20,000 income. Adder has 19, so pretty even. Anti-air tank or recon tank and battlecopter. Does get trapped there. It's recon. Activate the turbocharge. Take some outlying units off there. Does put a good round into the artillery. Medium tank does go down. We do have now a full side slip or side winder for Adder. Maybe it's a good idea to go for his power. This medium tank isn't in range of this tank of a power, but won't be in range of anything else. Pops the power there. Can always go for 1-2 punch with the side slip. You saw that tank there. Battlecopter hits tank. Battlecopter hits tank. Medium tank hits medium tank. Artillery hits the medium tank as well. There's also a regular tank nearby. Put a round into it. Good size at the anti-air. Hits the anti-air again. Tank. Strikes that tank twice. Could pop a side slip this turn as well and get the medium tanks arranged to hit the other medium tanks. Medium tank hits anti-air. Artillery strikes infantry unit there. Battlecopter strikes battlecopter. Finish off some medium tanks there. Battlecopter, tank, and recon. Go with battlecopter to finish off the infantry unit there. Battlecopter gets picked off by the fighter. And right now, Adder has no anti-airs in the field. And it's just a fighter. Just keep the battlecopters away, which is easier said than done sometimes. Picks off a number of units there. Tank, medium tank hits medium tank, finishing it off, but in range of the artillery, of course. Infantry, anti-air. It keeps 11,000 in the bank, so maybe I aim for something expensive next turn. Medium tank does strike medium tank. Medium tank strikes medium tank. Very, very good by Jess. Activate the side slip. It's the recon. Those going to spread out from the center of the part of the map. Doesn't have anything to really stop that medium tank in the center. We do have a neo tank now on the field, but Jess has 1 neo tank and 3 mediums. Jess right now only 16 units versus 19. Make that 18 now. Recon, and battlecopter last in this turn. Those hit that recon there. It's the anti-air. Finish off that anti-air there. Goes our catching the properties up north, but has a wounded infantry in there. T-copter is at 23 fuel. Neo tank or tank and recon save some money. Those strike the recon there. It's that tank, and battlecopter. Hits the anti-air thrice. Artillery recon. Chest right now is 23,000 income, has captured the majority of the central diagonal. Neo tank recon. Since she's at over 22,000 income, 23,000, she can go for neo tank infantry every single turn. Barn shouldn't have to repair anything. Side slip is now, or side one is now available. Does take a shot there. Of course, that medium tank's in range of this neo tank, as well as that one. Medium tank here could be in range of a medium tank. It can, but it'll be on top of 3 defense stars, aim its zone. Tank and ATR hits the recon. Oops, actually hit the wrong button. Oh well. Our turn wasn't exactly lackluster, it wasn't super great. Did pop the power though. Which does give him plus 10% defense this turn. This medium tank's out of range of that medium tank. Tanks do advance in range of the artillery, and does put the neo tank there. With a side winder, the neo tank can range the neo tank. Does pop the side slip. Does hit the medium tank there quite hard. The battlecopter could finish off. Medium tank hits medium tank. Tank hits tank. Does take out the medium tank there. This neo tank could be ranged as neo tank. This needs to be spotted first. Battlecopter, recon, and anti-air. Fighter does take out the... Oh, the fighter did not take out the battlecopter. The plus 10% defense from the CO power. And not to mention the... Actually, just there's no guarantee for a pickoff. If it wasn't for the power, the battlecopter would have gone down. So the power did save the battlecopter. The 1% health or 1 health battlecopter is not exactly great. Does spot the neo tank there. Now the neo tank managed to strike the neo tank there. Didn't use power to boost it. It's the artillery there. Neo tank infantry. Anti-air hits battlecopter. And does get some damage across the board. We're taking a bit of losses. Artillery recon. Neo tank could strike one of these medium tanks. Got another 5 health medium tank there. Medium tanks are in range, but out of vision range. Pops a side slip. Recon spots a whole lot of stuff. It's the medium tank there. Of course, the neo tank's inside of forest. Does get spotted there, and seeing that, he decides to resign. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. As I said beforehand, I'm having trouble staying awake. I'm probably going to have to call the stream a little bit early tonight. This Angrade saying,